Baltimore, and be discussing the Orioles and the Blue Jays and the Rays in the middle of this American League East race, and certainly the Orioles finally winning a series down in Tampa before the weekend's over. But it was a big week, not just in the NBA where there was a draft going on, and the Celtics are making noise, and the Sixers amongst many, many others, including a very noisy father out in LA, but the NHL, not only the awards, the draft, the Las Vegas Knights, or the Vegas Knights, if you will. All of this is going on, as well as the Capitals doing the biggest piece of offseason duty that they're going to do in re-signing T.J. Oshie. Ed Frankovic is our historian, our blogger, our friend for all things Caps. Ed, welcome in, man. Happy summer to you. And, I don't remember last summer or the summer before that or the summer before that us getting together like real often. But the last couple of weeks, we've needed to sit here and talk about the Caps and their circumstance and sort of do a segment because there's been a lot of offseason here. And more than that, a lot of conversation around the offseason this offseason, right?
Yeah, the Caps weren't going to be able to keep last year's team together. And all season long, I kept saying, pay the man, when we would talk about Oshie on Twitter or in my blogs. And, well, pay the man. 8 years, $46 million. He's going to basically retire a Capital. And I think that's a good move by the Capitals. They have nobody in the organization in the pipeline that can play top-line right wing. So they had to do this. They had to bring TJ back if they want to continue to be Cup contenders.
Well, you say had to do it, and, we're all in alignment that he's a great player. There's no doubt about that. We were all in alignment that there would be bidding for him, correct? I mean, had he escaped out openly, there would have been teams that, wanted to give him a similar kind of deal. But 8 years, right? Like, I think everybody kind of swallowed at 8 years, and, we're a year and a half now into the Chris Davis deal, and that's not smelling good. I would say this about Oshie. I think he's got 3 or 4 real good years left in him, but I don't know what years 6 and 7 and 8 are going to look like, and I would think at that point, if they still have not won the Stanley Cup, Ed, right, I would think that they'll be burning the castle down as they are right now, right? I mean, but this was really about giving them a chance to win the next 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think if you look at the deal, you look at the money, the way the money's allocated. He's getting $22 million of the $46 million in the first 3 years. So that tells you he was worth $7.33 million a year for the first 3 years. You add in the money he's getting years 4 and 5, and I wrote about this out at WNST.net. I hope people go out and check it out. But you look at years 4 and 5, you add that in, that's $32.5 million. So he's getting, the cap average on those 5 years is $6.5 million. Well, the Capitals can't do that. They don't have the money to do that. And he certainly would have got a deal like that in the open market. He probably would have got more than that. Let's be honest, there's not a lot of free agents out there this time.
Would somebody have given him 8 years, though? I mean, that's, I could see him getting 6 and 36. I mean, I could see something like that happening, but, I mean, eight, that's the opposite direction of where baseball and football are headed, right? I mean, even the football deals that look like 4 years, like the Macklin deal, becomes a 2-year deal. Now, hockey's different as well, and certainly baseball's different as well, where the money's guaranteed as well, but, this is a real commitment by the organization, and I think it's really, the referendum on him over the last 2 years was out after leaving St. Louis as to what kind of free agent he would be. He is clearly, a really representative human being, a hard worker. He's a guy you want on your hockey team, right? And the Capitals can't afford to be letting guys like that out the side door.
Yeah, again, as I wrote it at WNST.net, they don't get them. They can't do the deal for 5 years. They have to do the deal at 8 to make the numbers work. It's just the way it is. If any stuff's coming up for a new contract, they still got the Alex Ovechkin contract on the books for 4 more years. Nicholas Backstrom is a bargain, to be honest, at $6.7 million for 3 more years. Then his contract's up. So they really had no choice but to try and bring that annual average down. And if they want to wake up, the best time to do it is in the next 4 years because you've got, Ovechkin and Backstrom coming towards the end of their primes. A little older than Oshie, and Backstrom, I think, is a year younger. And Netsov